Hey friends, it's Joe from DadBod. It's about 5 a.m. in Tokyo and it's like 36 degrees or 4.3 degrees Celsius. So today we have an 8-mile run, so let me pop you on my head and we'll get to work. Whoops. Alright, here we go. Start workout.
Begin workout.
Yay. Put you up top. Whew. Good morning, everybody. I was excited for 8 miles today. It's a big one. Let's see. 0.02 miles in. Almost done. Whatever. Let me see. I need YouTube. I gotta put on my gloves. All these ads. But good morning, everybody. Let's have a good workout, okay? I pop on my gloves. Whew. It's brisk. Oops. Shoot. My phone screen is broken, so it's actually a pretty big issue. I'm trying to fix it. Alright, let's see. Click that button. Change that. Oops, come on. All messages. There we go. There we go. Pop on my other glove. And then we should be ready to run. Okay. 3, 2. Alright, friends. So, very first thing we want to establish on this workout is that we're going to be here a while. That's like the most important thing to establish right off the bat. It's just, this is going to be a long-term experience. Burping up the pre-workout stairs. Now, aspirationally, we're going for 8 miles today. My wife's at the point of pregnancy where she's not sleeping well. She just had a rough start to the day, so I'm gonna see if I can get back a little quicker and help. Now, personally, I would still like to get a full 8, but I also gotta honor her. And I think it really comes down to like pacing, how smooth things start off. Otherwise, we may cut it back a little sooner. I average around a 15-minute mile. So if we're trying to do 8 miles today, it's looking at about 2 hours. Started the run at 5. Means we're tracking towards 7. I would still need to get home. And there's still breakfast to be made, kids to get out the door. So, after doing some simple mental math here, things don't conveniently fit. And as my wife's like 37 weeks pregnant, we shift to accommodate, right? So maybe we try to get a nice, clean 5 miles at a good pace. That'll cut 45 minutes off the workout. 5-mile run. It's still great. Come back out and get 8 miles next week. Helps me give her some margin on the home front. That said, if we're feeling sprite, have a good pace, not looking injury prone, or doesn't seem like we're gonna end up in the walk, run, trottle of death, possibly stretch it out to 6 miles. But there's a lot of ifs in that space. I think one of the first things to do is to say, from a timing perspective, to respect and honor Felicia. Let's pull it back from 8 miles to 7, but most likely 6. Again, if we're running super clean, maybe. The problem is if we run clean on the front half and then the back half gets messy, that's time. And my kids wake up around 6:30 to 7:10, so I'm trying to spare my wife. We'll see. But thanks for hanging out, friends. Either way, should it be a good, challenging run? My form's not perfect at the start of a run. It almost never is. You kind of gotta work into things a little bit, figure out where I'm sore. An area of focus for me has been engaging the core, but I would add, like, engaging it symmetrically. So I've been doing some foam rolling, and I found that part of my abs are tighter than the other, and that's normal. And I have had
some hamstring issues on my left side. So as I've been rehabbing that, my training hasn't been perfectly symmetric. So we'll see where everything lands. But right now, I'm trying to squeeze my lower and mid abs, keep my back taut, my shoulders down, rolled back, chest up, forward, very slight forward lean or tilt. Keep my feet landing under my center of mass, kicking back. Oh, I got steps. Whew. Brisk morning. All right, let's rock it. Left side's clear. Right side's clear. Noise. Now it's gonna be dark for a little bit. Sun's coming up soon. So hang with me. Whew. Samos. Oh, friends, we're getting close to a mile, so in the work zone. What I'm hoping for here is that we can find the throttle. Now the throttle is our half marathon pace. It's kind of rested, focused. Unfortunately, my body's like, but what if we ran fast? That's what my heart rate feels like. It's like, what if we go too quick? Like, settle down. Easy. Be patient. Control it. And we're honestly looking for that flow state. Right? We're in it. We're moving. We feel everything. We're still in control, driving the process. But we're like present enough in the experience, but also dissociated enough, if that makes any sense. So we'll see where that gets us. Now, if we're doing 8 miles, we gotta run all the way straight ahead out to that city of lights, all the way back along the river to basically right over there. It's a long haul. It's always fun getting into a long run and just being unsure. Like, unsure of how far I can go. Unsure of how far I should go. Unsure of how far I will go. You know, and locking all that in. Cutting out all the noise, all the doubt. I tend to wrestle with imposter syndrome, feelings of inadequacy, lack of worthiness. There's always that little voice of like, hey, you're too big to run. Hey, you're kind of tired. Hey, it's okay to walk. It is okay to walk. But at the proper time. Right now, not the proper time. Maybe later. That's always really interesting for me to navigate. That's why I love live streaming runs, because I just get to be a rolling string of thought and breath. Y'all get to fight and wrestle with me. See how far I can go. We all get to be on the journey together. Whew. And Q&A keeps things restful. Whew. Gives me someone to talk to. Oh man, it's a work day. Monday we put in the work. It's funny, I had so much insecurity leading up to Monday. Since the moment Friday was wrapped, I felt this pressure of all the things I need to do, so that Monday I can get it all done. And I spent the whole weekend making a conscious choice not to do any of that crap. To trust that I can rest and be present with my family. And that Monday would take care of itself. That I'd be able to show up and get it done. And here we are. Happy Monday. Woke up at 4 a.m. Did our devotional. Had a pre-workout. Put on our shoes. Today we're here. Gotta get a deadlift. Whew. Let's walk for a little bit, work the hamstrings. So, there's a couple things I'm working on right now. First of all, my pace is stupid. The very first thing I don't know who told Joe he would be able to run 8 miles if he ran it quick. That was dumb. So heart rate's running too high. Other thing, right sciatica, it's flaring a little bit. And posture, it's not perfectly symmetrical, which is normal for me, but it's a little more twisted than I like. So I'm hitting a couple squats, a couple deadlifts, trying to get it right. And now I'm gonna walk with a longer stride so that I can start engaging the hamstring on that heel strike. And when I get up to the orange up ahead, I'll see if I can do a deadlift and get back into a controlled trottle half marathon pace, not idiot rush Joe pace. You know, Joe talked about running 5-6 miles today, turning it back to go be a dad and support his pregnant wife. And he's out here thinking he could run just faster and still get his 8 miles and support his pregnant wife. And his cardio is like, no. That ain't happening, you fool. Here's the orange thing, so at the end of it, because this feels good. Actually, let's speed walk a little bit because it's opening up my hamstrings a little bit. Still counts, it's still cardio. Those of you who think you can't walk a half marathon or a marathon, totally can. There's a lot of people that actually jog walk them. I normally set out to jog them, and then it gets hard, and then I walk jog the rest of it. But some people actually have a little timer, walk jog, they just lock it in. It's beautiful. All right, so we're at about 1.5 miles, maybe 1.4 miles. So we're making good progress. The bridge up there marks 2.5 if we're on this side of the bridge, 3 miles if we get across it. I'd like to get across it and think about turning it back at 3. That'll give us a 6-mile run. Swing that about 1.5 hours. I should be able to get back in time to do the full routine with the kids. Got a hamstring stretch. Ah! Here comes the other one. Ah! Deadlift. How gozaimasu. It is gorgeous out though. I don't want to be in too much of a hurry. I'll miss all this nice scenery. I know you can't see much because it's dark, but it's beautiful. I'm near a whole bunch of like dirt tennis fields. Let's walk a little more. I'm actually trying to open stuff up, which is good. Also trying to get my cardio back down to 0. So when I do run, I'm not an idiot. I'm not an impatient idiot. Working within limitations is not a bad thing. It's respectable. It takes practice to learn what your limits are concerning pacing, distance, speed, which is pacing. It takes practice. It doesn't come easy. All right, I'm gonna do a deadlift and then we're gonna see if we could trottle, which is a different form. All right, wiggle my knees, kick it back, squeeze the butt at the top, tuck the tailbone, that's the hard part, lean forward, kick the feet back. And I'm gonna go for a nice, easy, bouncy stride, gradual forward lean, nice strong core and back, shoulders rolled down and back, tilted forward a little bit, you know, just nice even keel, good mellow pacing. None of that silly impatient fast crap, whatever that was. It was impressive. but we ain't going distance on that pace. So this kind of marks a reset. Nothing wrong with a reset. There's so many things going on when we run long distance. So many physical things we need to be perceptive of. So many challenges we're going for. A lot of mental gymnastics. It's always a journey. Right now, a little bit of tension in my lower back, so I'm mindful of it. But all that right sciatica stuff, that's pretty much resolved. So it's like, as you're running, the body's always shifting, adjusting, stretching, growing, aching. You really got to come alongside it in the journey. See what you can do. Because if you ignore all those signals, if you push through all your limits, it's when tendons snap, muscles pull. So it's important to be mindful in the journey, right? That prior pacing was again me delusioning myself into thinking I can get everything. I can catch up on a 10-minute late start. I can run a little faster, push a little harder, I can get back in time, I can hope that my kids stay asleep longer, I can hope that my wife is rested, even though I know she went to bed at 4 because of intense, like, acid reflux. Because for those of you who don't have a pregnant wife, as you progress in pregnancy, the fetus gets bigger and bigger to the point that it starts pushing up on your organs, right? So like, it's often pushing on your bladder. So like, incontinence is common, especially if you have a weaker lower pelvic floor. But the flip side, the vertical side, pushes on your stomach, so you have a lot more sensitivity to acid reflux. Man, we found such a nice pace. This is great. I'm gonna ruin it, so I'm gonna use this bathroom real quick. Set you down, let you enjoy the skyline for a minute. There's the battery. Give me, I don't know, 26 seconds. Refreshing. Let me fix my pants. I gotta retuck everything.
all my layers. So we're gonna take a gooey packet. Probably walk and talk during that. Then we'll get back to it. Gloves, battery pack in pocket. Oh, appreciate you, friends. Alright. No one's here yet, but that's okay. I'm over here like, oh, that poor dog. Just wants to be at home laying on its comfy dog bed. You got it out here running laps. You guys running ramps over here, which is amazing. Let me grab my gooey packet. These things are disgusting. It's easier to do this stuff hands-free. Yeah, we can walk. We're being lazy. Come on. But good morning, y'all. Kind of an intermittent running pace today. Started things off weird. Had to take a bio break. Working through feelings of insecurity that I can't get my 8-mile run the way I want. Oh, disgusting. Oh, it's so sweet. So when I walk, definitely want to make sure my feet go out past my center of mass. Good strong heel strike. Engage the hamstrings. And pull my hip over. It works everything at lengthening. Was when I'm jogging, I'm kind of working the muscle through a shorter range of motion because I'm not full striding or anything. So with a walk, it's actually a good opportunity to kind of stretch, open that up, so that when I go back into the jog, I have a little bit more range to work with. All right, here we go. Last little sip of disgusting gooey packet. But we're gonna miss the sunrise. We always get to the bridge too quick now. But once we get towards March and the earth starts turning, I might actually catch some sun on these workouts. All right, fold up this disgusting gooey packet. Got my fingers all sticky. So that is Kawasaki. Right now we're in Tokyo. If we cross that river, which we will, you get into another prefecture called Kawasaki. And yes, that is where Kawasaki's are manufactured. Like the motorcycles. I believe it's based in the city. Although y'all can fact check me, maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Let me hit a deadlift. Oh, sore. It's good. It's good, 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 good. That is one of the fun parts about running. You always find a weak link, or sometimes a little sticky, a little tight, a little achy. You get to work into it. It's awesome. Get our first glove on. But we're making good pace, and it's about 5:40.
We're almost at 2.5 miles. Which is actually, like I said, fairly good timing. What's nice is we are getting close, quote unquote close, to our turnaround, because I'm still figuring out what that is. This is one of the things I don't like, is running in a hurry. Now, I could go to bed even earlier, wake up even earlier, like 3:30. But that's not fun. All right, let's hit a deadlift. Let's take a breath first. It is okay to stop. Breathe, kick the butt back. Bring it forward, squeeze both glutes. Twist. There we go. Find all kinds of stuff in the twist. Kick it back again. Squeeze, tuck the tailbone. Lock it in. Nice mellow throttle. There we go. Look, we're back. A lot of folks think if you go from a jog to a walk, if you need to stop, if you have to stretch, like that, all these things invalidate your workout. You didn't push hard enough. You didn't, like, all this nonsense. Like, sure, if you are a D1 athlete trying to run a half marathon or a marathon at a certain elite pace, yes, then that holds true. But if you were an athlete in high school and you're now in your 30s and you're carrying an extra 20 to 50 pounds and you got a stressful day job trying to make ends meet financially, provide for your family, you got a pregnant wife at home that doesn't want to be woken up by the kids, got all these things you're holding in tension, and you need to take a minute to walk, stretch, and gather yourself. It is okay to do so, because you can do a deadlift like I did, squeeze your butt, tuck in your tailbone, engage your core, lean forward, and put one darn foot in front of the other, and I bet you can still jog. And you know what? It all still counts. It does change, you know, the way your heart rate's loaded becomes a little bit more variable. But it's all about how you measure success. For me, on the long run days, which are Monday, success is completion of distance. I think psychologically, that's why I'm struggling so much today, is because I won't be able to complete the distance that I intended to complete. And you know what? That's normal. That happens. That's life. But I gotta process through that. I gotta be aware of where subconsciously my insecurity in that space adjusts my pacing into an area that's really not beneficial for what I'm trying to accomplish. I should be content running 6 miles with a consistent pace and good form versus 7 or 8 miles, super variable, hot mess, stressed out. It doesn't need to be a stressed out run. But here's the big but. I gotta be content. I gotta speak an affirmation over myself. Be like, hey, you woke up You put on your shoes. You made it to your favorite bridge. And honestly, you're jogging with pretty good form. A few mild discomforts, but nothing on the spectrum of injured or dangerous. And you're 300 pounds. So that's pretty cool. Good job, Joe. You know, like, sometimes all of our fitness, we over-condemn the little stuff, and it blocks us from long-term consistency. I gotta hold on to the truth that showing up and getting back home in time to honor my pregnant wife and family commitments, that's a massive success. That's fantastic. But for me, I'm still holding on to this perceived. And now we can't run 8 miles today because I didn't work hard enough or some garbage. None of that's true. But the thoughts, the feelings are real, and they impact and shape how we show up in a given run. Alright, all those thoughts and feelings pulled my pace too fast in the beginning, made the run too stretched, a little toxic from an ego perspective. My lungs were like, no. Sorry, bud. You're not trained up for whatever you think you're doing right now. So we walked. We reset our pace. Hit a gooey packet. And deep processing all those feelings, all those thoughts that keep us from sustained long-term progress. Navigate your own fitness journey, have these same thoughts and feelings, and they're gonna drive you in two directions. Number one, you're gonna embrace them, which means you're gonna embrace your ego. You're gonna start pushing through limits at a reckless pace, and you might have a few successful workouts, but you'll get burned by it. It'll catch you. And the other one is apathy. With apathy, you'll get so down on yourself concerning pacing that you stop showing up. You'll be dissatisfied with the rate of progress, particularly in like vanity metrics, and you'll quit. And it really is a shame when that one kicks in. I struggle with both ego to try to claim more progress than I've earned, but apathy, man. Telling myself it's not worth running right now because we walked 15 minutes ago. It's not worth running right now because we failed at going a full 8 miles. For setting a target that's not attainable within the confines of life. All these thoughts drive me towards demotivation, apathy, and quit. But I can't just like bury them. Because when we bury something like that, it just manifests in different ways. It sneaks up on you. Takes control of your pace. Or seeds these subtle thoughts of, the decisions we make don't really matter. The little things don't really matter. Oh no, they took my trail. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Making me run farther backwards. We're almost to 3 miles. Very close. Which will be our turnaround. Let's see. Yeah, 0.4 miles. That's nothing. 0.3 miles. Hold your core. Brace your core. Like you're getting punched in the gut. 0.99. Turn it into a celebration. Yeah. Woo! Look at that. Look at that discipline. Self-control. We calculated everything. We figured out what it took to optimize the distance we can go, the pace we run, navigating family commitments. We worked across all that and said 3 miles, cut it back. It's a huge win. Huge win. Again, I speak these things out loud because of all that negative noise. And I know, like, these thoughts will creep up, like tomorrow morning when I wake up and I'm a little tired, a little groggy, a little grumpy, and I'm thinking about, should I roll out my mat? Should I lift my weights? Do I live stream? Connect with our community? All these apathetic feelings start sinking in. Somewhere in there, there'll be this slice. There'll be this little deep, achy cut. Like, well, you know, you didn't get 8 miles yesterday, so you probably shouldn't lift. That's why. I'm gonna try to work that hamstring. It's tightening up. Whew. Big hill. It's amazing how broken our minds can be. And friends, this is me warring with myself let me remind you, like, I'm a big man, 300 pounds, 6'3", trying to run long distance. So many of you probably aren't regularly running 5 to 8 miles. So this is me fighting my own personal demons towards progress. But it shouldn't keep you from making your own. And if you're looking to be able to fight these demons with me, there's the half marathon training program for you. It's called DadBod. It makes half marathon running accessible to your average Joe, to folks who are heavier set, have pre-existing health conditions or injuries, like me. It's 112 days. It's totally free. It's organized in a Google Classroom. And it's for you all. Whew. Let's walk the bridge. This is good. The cool thing, when we progress from that 3 mile, we cut it back with good pacing and then walk this little stretch. Once we get down under the bridge, that'll be 3.5. So we only have 2.5 left. Like, very reasonable run. And right now I'm walking pretty darn fast. So we're keeping the cardio up. We're just changing the loading, if that makes sense. Stretching things out. You work different muscles if you walk quick or jog. But yeah, don't get lost in comparison. This is just me talking to myself like a crazy person, so I can come out here and run 6 miles like a crazy person. Because it's what's good for me. Doesn't mean it's good for you in your present season of life. Like with DadBod, the first 4 weeks, we just train folks how to walk a 5K. Like, how do you walk with good form? Ugh. The other thing, I've been rehabbing found some physical therapy exercises I'm working on. That's wild. I'm learning so much about my own body. I'm like, oh, I can lift a weight this way, I can't lift it that way. Core engaged, good pace. Might actually be walking faster than I was jogging, but it feels right. Well, sometimes we tell our body what to do, sometimes we just do what our body thinks makes sense. Right now my body's like, what if you walk angrily? Walk fast and grumpy. Like you got somewhere to go, Joe. Alright. No, this is good. This is very good. Oh, too dark for Mount Fuji today. Normally you could see Mount Fuji up ahead, but just a nice dark blue sky. There's a chance we can see it if the sun comes up at our backside. 5:58. Also, sunrises are super, I don't want to say intermittent, they always come up. But in Japan, they don't do daylight savings. So So you kind of experience like the world as it is. So sunrises and sun drops, super erratic. It's really interesting. Well, it's not, I mean, it's not erratic, it's like, it's more extreme. That's the right word. It's more extreme when things come up and things go down than in prior generations. All right. So one of the perks of this speed walk that I wasn't expecting, I've been doing a lot trying to get my abs lengthened and taut. I have a lot of muscular issues. I got 2 spinal injuries, hip injury, knee injury. So I'm kind of wonky. And this has actually been really nice for me to kind of be able to lengthen my torso, pull things in and be able to squeeze of my core, because I definitely started off very asymmetric, like I can squeeze one side of my abs but not the other. All right, let me see if we're at the marker. Almost. All right, 3.49, 3.49, 3.49, 3.49, 3.5. All right, so 2.5 miles left. That's a good starting point. Tuck it in, kick it back, nice and mellow. If we lock mellow, it'll go faster. You're like, what? Well, yes, my friend, if you pick the appropriate pace in your body, you can safely lock it in with good form and breathe through it and have a restful continence as you still do something challenging. You'll traverse more distance faster than if you run too fast, get strung out. Lose control. Stop, go, stop, go, stop, go. Becomes terrible. All right. Nice and mellow. Just rolling. Okay. Very nice. And what's cool, even though I don't want to, like, probably have the ability to go 8 today. 8 miles, which is about 14K, 13.5K. So it's nice to know I have the ability, because it's not like we lose the ability. Like, if I go for a long run next week and I want to go 8 miles, assuming I lift strong this week, recover well, working with the same or a better body, even if we didn't hit a clean 8 miles today. Now if I'm trying to push up to 9 or 10 miles, that's a little bit of a different conversation. Still possible, but we would expect the pacing to get a lot more erratic, a lot more struggle bus. So, just something to be mindful of in us. You could, just because you don't get a perfect workout today, doesn't mean you can't hit a strong or exceptional workout next week. What's more important is to not let a setback block you from working through the entire journey. Alright? You'd be like, oh, I didn't hit my distance target, so I'm not gonna lift. I'm gonna self-disqualify. We do it so much so. Or we go out to eat. Self-disqualify there. Ooh. How guess I lost. There's some real talk for you. Y'all don't like me now. I do it too. Oh, a long day. Hard day. Oh, I don't have time to cook. True. But I'm gonna order heavy meal, appetizer, soda, whole bunch of crap that I can't just run off. It's not how it works. We now live in a world where more folks die from preventable, disease related to overeating than from starvation. Our lives are far more sedentary. Crap food is incredibly accessible and cheaper than healthy stuff. We live in time deserts. Push us towards the convenience of fast. All this stuff kills us prematurely. That's what I'm running away from. Like, I just want to be healthy and well, but I also gotta eat well. You gotta be disciplined across the board. Good sleep, good exercise routine, good mental mindset, gotta get your spirituality, your faith context in order. Got a lot of pieces we gotta work out. Alright, beautiful city. Happy I got to run to it today. So, friends, we are in the messy middle of this run. It's going pretty well. We're in the point where it's not necessarily fun. It's not necessarily something we want to be doing. But today I'm home. I'm here. I'm in it. Come on. I'm trying to stay steady on pace. Oh, I can tell I want to run fast, but I know I'll burn out. I can also tell I just want to completely stop and walk. So, torn between two worlds. Hopefully we can walk. Good form. Keep plunking along. Oh, here we go. Here we go, friends. But what's nice is I think we got less than 2 miles left. Should be at like 4.1, 4.2. Nice. Nice. So only got 1.8 miles left. That's just half a 5K. Really not that bad. Just gotta hold good form. Hold it down. Don't know what that guy's doing. Happy as I was. Making good progress, friends. For a run and a day, honestly, I was filled with fear and dread and insecurity. Feeling pretty confident that we've done a good job. We've made some good choices. And we're here in the journey, challenging ourselves, wrapping things up. And we know this is a workout that allows us to pay it forward. We get to pass this progress into next week's run. We're not just running for today, but we're building towards tomorrow and the next week and the next week. We pushed our 300 pounds a man, probably 4.3 miles already. Tell you we don't want to run right now, but you know that if we lock it in, if we keep going, keep challenging ourselves right now, next week when we go for 8 miles, it becomes far more likely that we see success. Nothing's guaranteed, but gotta have a future mindset, and also kind of like a realistic, deterministic mindset. Not hopeful. I think sometimes we tend too much towards hope. Like, I hope progress is easy. Oh, don't we all? And we know that's silly, but we believe it. No, so not hope, but realistic determinism. What I mean by that, one second, gotta run past our friend. How can I not? It's like deterministic means that, maybe it's a word I'm making up, but basically the outcome is known or can be derived based on given information, based on the variables that we know. So, for instance, if we want to reduce our chance of heart disease and premature death from heart attack, there are certain behaviors that can determine or increase the probability of a known outcome. You know, reducing fatty meat intake, reducing salt, walking 30 minutes to an hour a day. And if we're realistic, we're honest with our givens, with the variables of our life and what we do with them, we can determine an outcome we actually desire. But a lot of times, I was talking about hope. If we let hope sneak in the wrong way and we're over optimistic, we're not rooted in what's real, we start to hope that if we work out 4-5 days a week and we work hard, we could eat whatever the heck we want and we're gonna see beautiful aesthetic progress from a weight loss and a muscle tone perspective, right? We start to set these expectations that are just honestly impossible because our variables don't match the deterministic output. But with hope and ignorance, we start to think it all connects, and then we get super demotivated when crap doesn't work out, and then we stop, we backslide, lose all progress, and then we try to restart, reclimb that hill with the same hope and the same failure 4 weeks later. So we gotta find something more rooted than that. We gotta be honest with ourselves about what we eat, how much we sit, how much we work, and the pacing of progress. We gotta play the long game with ourselves. And it's hard because the long game takes a long time, just like these long runs. It sucks. Whew. But we gotta show up for ourselves. We gotta keep pressing play. We gotta start believing that we can control our outcomes. It's gonna take time. We could do it. How excited I was. We could totally do it. This takes time. Persistence. Woo! Stick! Sore buns today. It's funny, I'm out here looking for a treat, looking for a reward, looking for, oh, you only got 1 mile left, let's walk. Chill out. It's still progress. It is. Yeah. But it's not. Oh, it's not what I'm capable of right now. And it would be a choice that I'd make because this is challenging. And I don't like challenging stuff. So, the treat that we're just about at 1 mile left, and rather than me like, yeah, let's go, I'm like, yeah, let's walk. Great work. least I was. So let's dig into it. Let's do a couple power breaths. Let's commit to lock it in, because we know we're capable, but even more, we know we're worth it. We're worth the progress. Here you go. That's 15 more minutes of discomfort. And the hardest part of our day is complete. Don't be impatient though, Joe. Still gotta set a real pace. It's beautiful out. Crisp, quiet. Nothing like the rest of my life. Whew. I'm like a duck. Feet churning like crazy under the surface of the water. But on top, you see a happy little duck. All right, let's breathe. I checked my phone really quick. Something's being kind of wonky. Oh, it fixed it. Great. Still got signal. Thanks. Sun's starting to come up. So, pace is really good. Let's stride it though. See if we could open up the hips, lengthen the abs. The abs are tight, and left knee's a little grumpy. So let's try to roll into 623. Oh, what a good decision. If I went for 3.5, definitely would have missed it. There's a shot I can sneak in before the kids wake up, which would be a gift to my pregnant wife. And if not, like, she likely hasn't had full kid load that long. But I'll see if she's up and walking around prepping lunches. She got burned. She passed on the couch, like sitting vertically, like on a little mountain of pillows. because her acid reflux from pregnancy was so bad. It was like a perfect combination of like super sad and adorable, you know, kind of like a baby kitten in the rain kind of deal. We're like, that's a sad wet cat, and I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Back in it. Let's get some power breaths. It's funny, like immediately, as soon as I started jogging, everything, legs, knees, back, abs, they're all like, why? You're tired. just walk. No. Let's be stubborn for our own good. Safe, right? We've respected the limits of our body today. But I know this run, specifically at this present pace, is safe based on the 252 days of strength and conditioning and long distance running I've been doing. I know this is within safe limits. Still challenging, still stretching me, still uncomfortable, but we can't let any toxic thoughts sink in of like, oh no, I'm a little worried, Joe. Maybe you should stop. As we recognize at this point right now, for me, that would be a lie. That would be me just seeking comfort, convenience. Sometimes we gotta do that to get through, but I know right now that what I'm doing is 100% within the safe capability of my body. Whew, it's not fun though. Nope. Alright. Okay. Alright. Let's go. Stairs of doom. Let's go. Come on. Slipped into my mind. My mind for a minute. Oh God. Here we go. So many of them. It's like that scene in an Avengers movie, any superhero movie, where it's like, oh my God, there's so many of them. There's too many of them. Oh, Red Falcon down. Whatever. Yeah, like Star Wars. I'm trying to take down the Death Star. All the rebels are like getting swarmed. Pew 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 pew. Did it. We're still striding up this mountain. I'm over here. Just being proud of me for working so hard. It's like that. a little viral audio from Snoop Dogg. So I said, just want to take a moment, thank myself for working so hard. Such a great quote, especially because it's kind of misconstrued towards being arrogant. I listened to him giving an interview about it. He was like, hey man, that whole little speech, that's coming from heart, man. That's just me affirming myself and what I've been able to build over time, what I've been able to accomplish. It's kind of how I feel right now. When I first moved to Japan, I could barely run a mile. I had huge back and hip challenges, and I kept going to physical therapy. I was getting epidural shots in my back, like had an online coach trying to train up strength and core. I never realized how the back and core and everything was connected. Started putting in the time. You know, it's day 252 of my journey. And every day is hard earned. Every day requires actively overcoming whatever that demotivation is in our heads. It says we're not enough. We don't deserve progress or health or vitality. Every day, not shutting it down, but feeling it, understanding it, recognizing it quickly, you know, and speaking to it with logic, data, a realistic, deterministic mindset towards fitness. Push. Here we go. Last stairs. It's good. Yeah, if we needed to go 8 miles today, we could have, right? But we needed to get home, take care of the kids, get them off to school, and give our wife a break. 37 weeks pregnant, expecting a baby in 1 to 3 weeks. My wife needs a man, so I'm dedicating those 2 unrun miles to her and my family today. And I trust that I can pick them up next week, you know, or if we're actively having a baby, I'll be strapped first 8 mile run, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. No, that's not what we're doing at all. Well, I'm tempted to get a jogging stroller, but that's really not a thing in Japan. People don't really run with their babies like they do in the US. And I got stairs on my thing. I'd have to carry a stroller with a sleeping baby. Oh my god, that sounds so stressful. Almost done. 5.9 miles. Let's see. There we go. Well, friends, great work today. So we did about 6 miles by the time we finished this thing, which is about a 10K for you kilometer folk. I'm about 300 pounds. I have no idea what that is in kilograms. Close to 150 kilograms. So happy. Actually, probably less than that, maybe 140. But hey, thanks for being here, friends. It's always an encouragement to me to have folks along on the journey. Been running for an hour and a half. Got some good cardio in, challenged ourselves, took care of ourselves, played mental gymnastics for an hour and a half. And like I said, I'm super proud of the outcome, the choices we made with form and pace. Like the first mile, my pace was super wonky and crazy because I had like all these feelings of inadequacy of not being able to do a perfect 8-mile run today. You know, I had to compromise and pull it in based on other commitments, which is life. But I love processing and talking through that with all of you, because you all struggle to do the best you can do where you're at on your own personal journey. This is just mine. This is my struggle. I don't know why I said that with almost a German accent. It's and I studied AP European history, and like learning the rise of Nazism and things like that. I don't know if some of you know, but like Hitler wrote a book in his rise to power called Mein Kampf. I've never actually read it. I think we read a couple excerpts from it, but it's basically like my struggle. Actually, probably be interested in reading it just to understand that whole rise. I try to like keep eyes open with history for when I see stuff.